Are you constantly feeling overwhelmed trying to transform mountains of raw, long-form video footage into those eye-catching short clips the internet demands? You know you need to repurpose that great content, but the sheer manual labor involved seems to steal all your valuable creative time. Well, meet Vizard, the incredibly effortless editor designed to turn your lengthy raw videos into perfectly polished, ready-to-post clips in mere minutes, not those agonizing hours. If you are a busy creator juggling daily uploads, looming deadlines across multiple platforms, Vizard is truly the essential sidekick you never realized you desperately needed. This intelligent system automatically hunts down the absolute best parts of your footage, trims them down smartly, adds accurate captions, and can even cue them up for posting while you are sound asleep. So let's actually walk through what this powerful process looks like step by step in practice. I began with a very simple, unedited clip from my recent long-form content. Maybe just a candid, genuine moment of someone laughing heartily in their living room. It was just a pure, unscripted human moment, nothing overly produced or flashy at all. I took that full, uncut 5-minute file and simply dropped the whole thing directly into the Vizard application interface. After that, I clicked the main button for what they appropriately call the auto-editing viral clips feature. Within mere seconds, the system performed a deep analysis, checking for sudden audio spikes, key visual cuts, expressive facial reactions, and those crucial engagement hooks. And just like magic, it immediately suggested a handful of fantastic snackable clips ready for immediate use. I had a perfect 15-second burst of that great laughter, a solid 30-second segment featuring a brilliant punchline, and even a quick 6-second reaction shot ideal for a platform like TikTok. What I really appreciate about this tool is that you can treat the very first pass it generates as a flexible, working draft to start from. It is absolutely not trying to override or replace your unique creative vision. Rather, it is diligently handling all the heavy grunt work. This includes accurately finding those critical timestamps, making those clean, professional cuts, and applying platform-ready formatting standards automatically. I selected that compelling 15-second version, clicked on the ready-made platform preset for Instagram Reels, and Vizard instantly adjusted everything. The aspect ratio shifted perfectly to vertical. It intelligently zoomed right in on the speaker's face for maximum impact, and it automatically added those required caption bars at the bottom. Seriously, there was absolutely zero manual cropping required or fiddly little export menus to navigate through whatsoever. And if you feel the need, you still have the option to one-click toggle suggested background music or swap out any auto-generated captions for your preferred wording. However, I must admit that the very first pass it produced was often already polished enough to hit that post button immediately. But Vizard is so much more than just a sophisticated cutting tool for your content. It's designed to manage the entire post-creation growth workflow efficiently from end to end. Once the clips were perfectly formatted, I moved over to the auto-schedule feature, which is an absolute game changer for consistency. I simply set my desired posting frequency, such as 2 reels every single day and 1 fresh TikTok every other day. Vizard then intelligently queued up those finalized clips across all my linked accounts automatically. It even staggered the exact post times to target what the algorithm considers the absolute best engagement windows for my specific audience. It also inserted my default captions and any pre-saved hashtag blocks right there in the queue for me. This means that after one final approval batch, the application handles all the tedious uploading on my behalf, even overnight. Say goodbye to manually setting alarms for weird posting hours or accidentally publishing the same piece twice across 2 different feeds. Another feature that truly saved me an incredible amount of precious time is the integrated content calendar view. Here, you can visually see every single scheduled post laid out neatly in a simple drag-and-drop interface, giving you ultimate control. I could instantly shift a planned clip from a Thursday slot over to a Friday slot just by dragging it, swap out the automatically selected thumbnail, and even edit the caption text right there on the fly. The entire schedule instantly updated across every single platform linked to your account with zero confusion. This truly lets you plan out an entire week or even a whole month of short content without juggling messy spreadsheets or having to open 5 different standalone applications. Now, people often ask how Vizard stacks up against those very flashy, purely generative video tools that create wild 3D animations or do image-to-video magic. Look, those generative applications are certainly cool for making eye-catching visuals from still images, and they often have fun effect packs like silly transformations or extreme transitions, but they frequently focus on generating entirely new footage, which can become slow or quite expensive when you need consistent, high-volume output for your daily strategy. More importantly, those tools often stop right at the creation phase, leaving you to manually clip, caption, format, and schedule every piece for every single platform afterwards. Vizard is definitely playing a completely different, more practical game. Its core mission is scaling your entire output directly from your existing long-form content libraries. Imagine you record a 45-minute educational interview and Vizard instantly finds the top 10 moments that work perfectly as standalone short videos. It then produces the required vertical and square versions, automatically applies captions and smart thumbnails, and then handles the entire scheduling process for you. That capability is incredibly powerful for podcasters, dedicated streamers, educators, or any content producer needing to squeeze much more reach out of the same effort without hiring an expensive editor. To be completely transparent about the limitations of other tools, it helps to understand why Vizard really shines in its niche. Some great competitors excel at generating a single, amazing viral clip from scratch, but they completely lack the robust batch processing features or a centralized content calendar system. So you end up with that cool, isolated clip, but you still waste valuable hours manually prepping the rest of your required feed content. Other solutions out there are often priced very high, primarily aimed at those high-end, large-scale production houses, making their cost structure nonsensical for consistent solo creators. Then you have the very basic clipper tools that unfortunately require an exhausting amount of manual trimming, reviewing, and tagging, completely defeating the purpose of using AI to gain speed. Vizard directly addresses and solves every single one of those common pain points by being lightning fast, fundamentally built for high volume, and seamlessly wrapping scheduling right into the core creation workflow. Let me show you a couple of concrete, practical examples from my own testing period to illustrate its utility. First, I uploaded the entire recording of an educational webinar I had hosted for my audience. Vizard automatically processed that long file and produced 12 highly usable targeted clips straight out of the gate. These included a fantastic highlight reel showcasing a surprising statistic that most people usually miss. It also pulled out a very crisp 20-second segment featuring a clear mic drop moment of absolute certainty. Plus, it found several very engaging question and answer bites that are just perfect for driving engagement in comment sections. Crucially, it even suggested smart text overlays that framed each resulting clip with a compelling hook, like, "Most people get this wrong," or "The 3-second fix for." And we all know those specific kinds of opening hooks are absolute gold for dramatically increasing your click-through rates from passive viewers. For my second practical test, I used a very long 2-hour live stream where I was interviewing a featured guest expert. Vizard took that extensive recording and produced multiple platform-specific edits for me all at once, which was amazing. It created a sharp 45-second teaser clip optimized specifically for the short-form nature of Twitter or X. It also delivered a 30-second proof of idea segment perfectly sized for Instagram's feed requirements. And it generated 3 distinct 10 to 15-second reaction clips that were tailored perfectly for the quick-hit environment of TikTok. Then I used the scheduling feature to distribute these across the next 2 weeks, ensuring our channel looked consistently active without me having to actively babysit the uploads. And here is genuinely the best part about this entire system. You retain the full ability to remain hands-on when you want to be involved. Vizard provides excellent suggested cuts and initial captions, but you can always jump in to quickly tweak the wording to sound exactly more like your authentic voice. You can swap out the default thumbnail image that the AI picked or deliberately add an extra beat or pause into the timing if needed. The entire process feels deeply collaborative rather than strictly authoritarian. It speeds up your moments of decision-making, but it never actually replaces your final judgment. There are a few smaller quality-of-life features I definitely want to highlight because they make a surprisingly big difference in daily use. First, the auto-generated captions are usually surprisingly solid and accurate, saving you huge amounts of tedious transcription and editing time on every single clip. Second, those platform presets guarantee your finished clip won't be accidentally cropped weirdly or stretched out of proportion when it goes live. And the powerful batching functionality means you can potentially create an entire month's worth of short content in just one focused afternoon instead of working late every evening for weeks. Plus, the overall user interface is incredibly clean and intuitive. You genuinely don't need to be a professional editor to start achieving professional-looking results right away. Let's be completely honest for a moment. If your primary goal is simply to produce a handful of those quirky image-to-video gimmicks, some generative tools will absolutely give you that immediate wow factor. But if your actual day-to-day goal is to build a sustainable creator engine, to reliably repurpose long content into consistent short form that actually grows your reach and engagement, Vizard was specifically engineered for that engine. It is all about maximizing output, optimizing efficiency, and maintaining unwavering consistency, which are the true leverage points for significant audience growth. Here is one neat, highly recommended workflow for anyone serious about productivity. Batch record all your long content once per week. Then, upload everything simultaneously into Vizard. Let the AI analyze it all and immediately suggest hundreds of potential clips. From those suggestions, you carefully pick, tweak the voice and tone of the text, and then use auto-schedule to lock in a steady, predictable posting cadence. Use the content calendar daily to visualize your entire week, making sure to move posts strategically to avoid conflicts with any key external dates or events. Make sure you always keep a few high-quality, unscheduled clips tucked away as excellent backups for any last-minute promotional shifts you might need to make. By structuring it this way, you remain agile and ready, always having fresh content prepared far in advance. I also find that the resulting consistent social proof is a massive additive benefit because the algorithm definitely rewards reliable publishers. Having this comprehensive system handle all the repetitive, unglamorous editing work frees you up to focus entirely on the exciting part, creating your next amazing long-form piece. No more finding yourself chained to the timeline editing complex sequences at 2 o'clock in the morning. So, are you finally ready to experience just how ridiculously fast this entire process can truly be? Take any single long clip you have sitting on your hard drive right now and just drop it into Vizard to let the analysis run its full course. It will effortlessly surface those incredible highlight moments that you might have totally missed scrolling through the raw timeline manually. It turns those moments into platform-ready edits and then lines them all up neatly inside the content calendar for you. The result is that you get to post more frequently, test different content styles faster, and learn what resonates much more quickly from real audience feedback. If you are curious to try it out, I strongly recommend starting with just one substantial long video and letting Vizard auto-generate 5 to 10 unique clips from it. Approve the 2 best ones immediately, schedule just one of those for publication tomorrow, and save the remaining clips as your reliable backups for later use. You will genuinely notice within the span of a single week how much more consistent your overall output becomes and how much less strain there is on your personal content pipeline. There are always new niche tools popping up that focus on flashy creative effects or synthesizing brand new imagery from simple stills, and those certainly have a specific place in the market. Feel free to use those for your one-off, experimental, attention-grabbing posts when the moment calls for something completely different. However, if your actual day-to-day objective is transforming your valuable long-form assets into a steady, reliable stream of shorts that actively build your audience and reach, Vizard is the unequivocally practical, time-saving choice. Are you finally ready to give the system a real spin and see what it can do for your content? Head over to the platform now, drop in one of those long videos you've been meaning to process, and just let the auto-edit feature work its impressive magic. Next, establish a consistent posting cadence using the auto-schedule settings, quickly peek over the content calendar for oversight, and then go immediately back to creating more fantastic original content. Trust me when I say your future self, the one who isn't currently hunched over a difficult timeline at midnight, will send you a massive thank you note. Stop treating your best long-form content like an archive and start treating it like the renewable resource for short-form growth that it truly is. Vizard takes the hours of painstaking assembly work and condenses it into minutes of strategic review, unlocking your true content potential. Embrace the efficiency, welcome the consistency, and watch your reach expand without burning out your creative energy.